Whether or not the patient talks to you during the massage is sometimes a touchy thing. Some therapists don't like to have patients talk to them. Others do very well in that situation. In a treatment arena, feedback is essential. Sometimes the treatment that you're applying may or may not be pleasant. It may be somewhat painful or a little intense. So having a conversation with the patient while that treatment is going on can be somewhat distracting, but it's also an opportunity for you to prompt them for feedback. You can distract them from what you're doing, but then as it starts to release and feel better, you can also say, now how does that feel right now at this moment? And you get more immediate feedback. You get them to pay attention to how they're feeling instead of zoning out, and you get a lot of information if you just let them talk. Sometimes when people come in for a massage, you may be the only person in their lives that actually listens to them and gives them your undivided attention. So being able to work through that is going to be helpful in the type of patient that you attract. If you're dealing with stressed out people who just need to get something off their chest or just need to be heard, sometimes that's the most therapeutic thing in the world you can do for them. You can massage them all day and all night, and they will not calm down until they can get that off their chest, whatever it is that's weighing on them off their chest. And then they feel better. So being able to work through that kind of environment is, in my opinion, one of the things that's helped me maintain my practice and sustain a practice for as long as I have, and hopefully will continue. I tend to be the confidant, the keeper of a lot of secrets, and I get to hear a lot of very, very interesting stories. But I also have the trust of my patients. And when you're dealing with people with immense emotional scars that are interfering with their physical function, getting them to be able to trust you enough to allow those scars to be worked and undone is the key to making them feel better, is the key to their quality of life. And sometimes scars are deep. Sometimes they're memories that they've suppressed because they're unpleasant, or that they're too horrific to actually remember every day. So sometimes you have to be very, very gentle in dealing with emotional scars, emotional damage. That's a practice makes perfect kind of thing. You never get completely perfect at it, but you're always working on it and always improving. If you take our SOAS class, that's one of the things that we discuss in very great detail, is the phenomenon of emotional release and how to handle it because of the depth of that particular muscle and the fact that it never gets touched. Sometimes it holds a lot of emotional baggage that as soon as you touch it comes flooding out. So you have to be prepared for that. But once some of these emotional scars are released and realigned and can work, the patient becomes a lot more functional. Things get easier to cope with. You'll see physical problems start to fade away once you get the emotional under control. That can be challenging. It can be very, very rewarding. It can be a little bit dangerous because sometimes the patient becomes emotionally dependent upon you. So it can be a fine line to walk. So you just want to be careful that you are important to them as a caretaker or as a healthcare provider, but that you don't become their sole emotional support system. But being able to talk to someone and know that it's confidential, to know that it's held in the strictest of confidence, and that you are completely and perfectly safe in doing so is something that most people in this world do not have. So being able to find that in your massage therapist can keep someone with you for life. As a working massage therapist, you've probably already faced more times than you are happy with the number of emotional releases that occur naturally while massaging people. Taking a class on emotional releases or on having that be a factor in one of the areas of treatment, like in the SOAS class, where it frequently occurs, emotional releases frequently occur when you engage that muscle. It gives you kind of a safe setting, a safe playground to work with that and to share your experiences and other people's experiences, and get more confident in dealing with emotional releases and learning possibly how to more benefit your patient by, other than just giving them a safe place to have that release, but kind of explaining to them what's going on and how to handle all of that. Having someone guide you through that a few times tremendously changes your confidence level in dealing with it on a regular basis. It can always be traumatic, it can always be disturbing, it can always be scary and intimidating, but it is almost always very, very rewarding when you see that patient become unburdened by that emotional release. You know that you've done something therapeutic, you know you've done something that will benefit them for the rest of their lives just by allowing them that safe place to bring that emotion out and to play with it and let it exist, and then to let it go back to where it belongs and to not be causing these physical problems again.